Hello everyone, welcome to another reading session. Today we are going to read the number 3 reading aloud alone. I can read book. Vivi loves science, wind and water. Let's get reading. Vivi listened to the wind howl. She watched the rain splash against her window. It was a stormy night, but Vivi felt safe and warm, tucked in her bed. Did you hear the storm last night? Vivi asked at breakfast the next morning. Yes, said Vivi's mother. It was a big one. I heard a ranger eel needs volunteers to help clean up the beach, said Vivi's father. Let's go. Vivi jumped up from the table. Grammy can come too. When Vivi and Greme got to the beach, they couldn't believe what they saw. There were bottles covering the dunes, there were cans on the sand, and there were debris everywhere. The beach was a mess. It also looked completely different. Where are the tide pools? Asked Vivi. What happened to the dunes? Asked Reme. A big storm can change the shape of the land. Ranger Eel explained. But how? Vivi asked. Storms can cause erosion, said Ranger Eel. What is erosion? Asked Vivi. Erosion is when natural forces such as wind or water move or wear away rock or soil. Ranger Eel said erosion can change a coastline and create rivers and canyons. Wow, said Vivi. Like the Grand Canyon? That's right, said Ranger Eel. Vivi and Grammy took a break to have a snack. Ranger Eel told them about other famous examples of erosion from around the world. Mammoth Cave, the Elephant Trunk Hill, White Cliffs of Dover. Erosion can happen very quickly, like with this big storm, she said, or it can take a very long time, even millions of years. Miss Costo, Vivi and Grammy's science teacher at school, was helping to clean up the beach too. Hi kids, and Miss Costo. Did you know that the storm filled in the tide pools? Vivi asked her. Ranger Eel told us how wind and water can change the shape of the land. Graham said, look at the new dunes. They were caused by erosion, said Vivi. You got it, said Miss Custer. Ocean waves are a powerful force and so is the wind. Grammy and Vivi worked hard to clean up the beach. They picked up the bottles, they hauled away the cans, and they collected the garbage. It took all day. Luckily, many people from their community pitched in and helped. The next day in science class, Vivi and Graham told their friends about how the beach has changed because of the storm. Yesterday, Grammy and Vivi learned about erosion. Miss Costo said, today they will do an experiment to show us how wind and water can move sand. Miss Costo gave everyone a worksheet. She gave Vivi and Graham the materials for the experiment. They had two containers, sand, water, and a straw. Earth science is the study of how the earth changes over time. Miss Costo said, wind and water are important forces on the earth. Grammy dumped sand into one container, making a small hill. First, we will talk about water, he said. Did you know that water erosion creates rivers and streams? Vivi asked. Water can also carve out caves and hills and make cracks in the rocks. Grimmy added. Vivi picked up a container of water. Watch what happens when I pour water in the stand. I'm pretending to be the rain. She said. See how the water ran down the hill, Grammy said. It pushed the sand out of the way and made a river. That's erosion, Vivi exclaimed. That's so cool, said Mia. Grammy dumped a pile of sand into the other container. Now we will talk about wind, he said. Did you know that wind helps make sand dunes at the beach? Vivi asked. And some sand dunes in the desert are thousands of feet high, Grammy added. Taller than the tallest buildings in the world, Vivi said. This time Vivi used the straw. She blew on the sand. I'm pretending to be the wind, she said. See how the wind moved the sand. Grimmy said, look, Mia pointed. That pile of sand changed shape. I think erosion is cool, Benji said. It is, but sometimes erosion can be dangerous, said Mr. Costo. For example, sand dunes are important because they keep water from traveling inland and flooding towns and homes. I bet that's why we can't walk on the dunes, Vivi said. Mr. Cott nodded. That's right, we don't want to crush the plants that hold the sand dunes together. On Saturday, Vivi and Grammy went back to the beach. Look, the tide pools are here, said Vivi. Good point. The wind and the waves from the storm moved the sand in, Range Eel said, and the water from the tide took the sand away again. Without erosion, we wouldn't have the beach, Grammy said. Vivi smiled. Without science, she said. we wouldn't know how things work. Science is the best. So we learned different terms. A valley, and we can think about how the valley is formed. Is it from the wind or water? Dunes, canyon, and caves. And we have different terms. Erosion is wearing away of land by water, wind, and even ice. Okay, deposition, when the material that has eroded is deposited in a new area. Thanks for reading the science book with me. Let's meet you in another reading session. Thank you. Bye bye.